The XG implant provides continuous measurements of blood glucose, temperature, and activity in laboratory animals. To ensure optimal performance, the XG must be calibrated using reference measurements over the course of a study. We will introduce multi- and single-point calibration procedures to you. The calibration process should be conducted by two people. The first person records calibration values on the computer and informs the second person when to draw samples. The second person handles the animals, collects blood samples, and reports the calibration values to the first person. Prior to calibrating your implant, you must select a calibration reference. DSI recommends the Nova Stat Strip Express meter and test strips. After surgical implantation of the XG, place the animal in range of a receiver, leave the implant on, and enable data acquisition to assess the animal's health and observe stabilization of the implanted sensor. Once the sensor has stabilized, the initial multi-point calibration can take place. View the continuous glucose telemetry data in the DSI software program. While the study animal has a steady baseline glucose value, draw duplicate blood samples. Taking duplicate samples helps to minimize error and establish reliable calibration. Simply draw blood and test it twice, such as with two separate test strips and glucometers. Record the baseline calibration values from the glucometer in DSI software or a spreadsheet. The exact computer time and corresponding glucose value are required. Increase the animal's blood glucose level with an oral glucose administration. Observe the telemetry glucose data. The glucose level will peak approximately 12 to 16 minutes post-dose. Wait an additional 5 minutes after the glucose peaks and then draw duplicate blood samples once again. Successful completion of the initial multi-point calibration establishes a linear relationship between the sensor output and blood glucose levels. Following the initial multi-point calibration, it is important to take twice-weekly single-point reference values at the same time of day when an animal's blood glucose is stable. To take a single-point calibration, draw duplicate blood samples while the animal has a steady blood glucose value. Record the values from the glucometer in DSI software or a spreadsheet. Single-point calibrations help account for non-physiologic changes in the baseline glucose value, such as a sensor drift due to enzyme instability or fibrin and tissue growth. DSI software has the ability to correct such variations and automatically calibrate the signal. Perform an additional multi-point calibration prior to terminating the study to confirm sensor accuracy. Now that you've completed the calibration procedure, you have access to a continuous blood glucose profile from your freely moving research animal. For more information, view the XG calibration tech note on DSI's website.